Hello, hello, and happy Halloween today, the 31st. Exciting. I'm glad to be back. It was great.
Yay!
Last week was Jackie, and thank you so much, Jackie. But this week I'm back.
She's back.
Back with a vengeance. No,
She's back in black.
Back in black. Great song, by the way. So, so thank you for joining us today, Monday. Every Monday at 2, we're here. Again, happy Halloween. Wishing you all a very happy Halloween. What are you guys doing tonight?
We're going to do some trick-or-treating. Today at the office was fun because we had all the little kids from the little preschool come through. So I just think it's fun to see little kids on Halloween.
Yes, and there were a lot of Encantos dressed up. It was really cute.
Yes.
Yep.
It's always interesing to see what everybody is and what the theme
Even
of
the teachers were dressed up. It was adorable. We have pictures later, so we'll show those. But so hopefully, probably next week, we'll even show some pictures of our kids dressed up. Mine was a banana, and he'll be a banana tonight. If you haven't already seen that on Facebook. Yours is still deciding, although your middle child knows what he wants. Yeah,
Thomas is going to be a plague doctor, so a medieval times doctor, which is interesting. Sebastian is Marshall from Paw Patrol.
Oh, I thought he was still going to be Spider-Man because
I think that's
Spider-Man
the better
every
choice.
day.
Yeah, well, we've been Spider-Man every day, so now we're Marshall. He's a puppy dog. He wants a puppy dog, so he's
I remember those days, right? Wanting one and dressing like one and acting like one.
Yes. He comes up, he says, scratch my back. That's right. And then my oldest has not decided, but she has a bag of stuff to go through to figure that out.
There you go. Yep. Luckily, you have Halloween costumes from before, from you, from them. She can figure it out. She's clever.
She'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll be fine. All right. Well, let's see. Let's get on to it. The Monday Market Moment.
All right, let's take a look and see what's going on. So we're starting off here in Alachua. Now, this is the 23rd through the 31st.
Alachua County.
Right. I can't believe that tomorrow is November. Sorry. That just registered in my mind. Right. All right. So in Alachua County, we have 65 sold. And then Gainesville had 43 sold.
Okay. So that's not on top of. That's 43 of those of 65 were sold in Gainesville.
Correct. So people are still closing. I mean, that's a decent amount of closings for a week if you think about it. 65 people put food on the table.
There we go.
It's the only way I can equate it.
The realtor way. Right. Or 63 people bought a house.
That's right.
Sorry, 65 people
found a new
house. Right. Property.
All right. And then down in Hillsboro, you had 422. So very good. And then Tampa,
189 of those.
89, yeah. Wow. So I know that's weird, but not everywhere in Hillsborough County is Tampa. So, but Tampa, I mean, is large geographically. So to me, I'm a little surprised. I would have figured that would have been higher.
I know. I think because we're focusing on the South Tampa kind of, the city of Tampa area. So we're seeing that only 189 sold in those few zip codes that we've given.
Yeah.
So not all of Tampa, but the zip codes that we've given in Tampa.
Yeah.
So,
So, but yeah, that was good. Oh, happy Halloween, Susan. Is she going to be a ghost?
No. Maybe. All right, let's look at the big numbers for Ocala.
All right.
Or Marion County, I should say. There we go.
It is. All right. So 149 new listings, 234 price decreases or price changes.
Wow. Right. Price improvements, they like to say.
Price improvements. 130 sold. So that's pretty good, I think, for a week in Marion County. 30 of those homes came back on the market, not after they sold, but after they went under contract. And then 14 price increases. So still plenty of activity down there. It's hard for me to think that or remember that Ocala, and I know this is Marion, not just Ocala, but Ocala is bigger than Gainesville. I don't know why. I think because I'm stuck 10 years ago when it wasn't the case.
It was, we looked at it as Slocala, but Slocala has grown
outpaced
and
Gainesville.
risen and outpaced. A lot of people are moving there. Hey, this week was the first week that I've had someone actively looking for a house in Ocala, Marion County area because of Hurricane Ian. And I was showing the houses in Grand Oaks, which people have been asking us these questions. Have we seen this yet? And I think they're finally showing up now. So I think it's just a little bit of interesting information for the market, in that we of the insulated areas in Florida. They're staying in Florida, but their house was actually completely annihilated. They had just built a brand new $800,000 home, completely annihilated to the ground. And so they're looking here in Alachua County. I know this is about Marion County, but they're looking in Alachua County for a house, and for half the price of what they paid for the one down where they lost their home. So I think we're going to see more people moving up here. And they said, I mean, the first question she asked was, are the windows hurricane proof? And I said, well, our hurricane proof windows have a different number range than those on the coast and in South Florida. So I said, yes, hurricane proof for what we expect. And, you know, I kind of said how in the years that I've been in Florida, which is many, many years, there was only one that I could recall, which was back in 2004 when the Category 1 hit Florida, and there were hit Gainesville, and there were 4, hurricanes that year. So that was a really active year. But the reason why she asked this was more so because she just lost her home. So she was very, very terrified. But, you know, it was the first that I've encountered. Maybe some other realtors have encountered it, but I really do see people moving in. And the husband said, clear as day, we are moving here because you're insulated from the hurricanes.
Right. We will never have a direct hit from a hurricane.
We want to move away. Now, we can't say we'll never have a direct hit.
Well, we can't have a direct hit. Well,
direct hit, right.
Like, you'll never come in off the coast and hit Gainesville.
We won't be. It'll be very rare and unlikely
else.
a Category 4 or 5.
Right.
You know, so
by the time it gets to us, it's typically slowed down. But I think direct hit, you have to be kind of along the coast to really be hard. What we have here is a lot of flooding problems.
Yes, we'll have flooding, down trees, electricity
power.
out, no power, right? And power might take many days to come back, just like back in 2004 or other, storms that have hit us. But we'll never have like the Hurricane Ian, nearly Category 5 that will hit us and destroy,
if it hits us
like
that hard at a Category 5, then Florida's probably been annihilated.
It's already sunk in, right? So again, just sort of like, talking about the market and where it's going, what we're seeing. We're definitely now seeing people move as far up as Gainesville and Ocala and Gainesville to get out of the coastal areas. So,
we're full. Quit coming. No, I'm just joking. We love you.
No, I mean, we don't have as many listings right now. 149 in Marion County is really not that much, but it's a week. That's not a whole month. That's a week. So, I would say this is keep your homes on the market. We are taking a little bit more time. It says, we don't have that number up there.
We're adding that.
We're adding that. How many days on the market? And, it's not the normal, or it's not what we saw in the past 2 years where it was like it seemed like less than 2 days on the market. It was pretty quickly. Now we're raising that. And some of our agents have said we're seeing a lot of open houses, and it's because it's taking a little bit longer. And remember, the days of 90 to 120 was average time on the market. So that's why most realtors ask for 6-month listing, because the average day is 120, then it might be more than 120. That's more than 3 months of the market. So we're getting back to the normal market, which means there's more, there's more time for negotiations. There's more time for realtors, getting more buyers off of their listings. It's becoming a more normal market. So be prepared for your realtors to ask for open houses, broker opens, being on the market a little bit longer. And, seeing buyers come in from all over. We've always had that, but now we even have them down from, where these areas that were struck by Hurricane Ian, and they're coming up to our area that will always be insulated. So we're very lucky here. So that's all I want to say.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what we have coming up next. What's tomorrow? The Day of the Dead. It's a Mexican tradition celebrating your ancestors. There was a beautiful movie, Coco, I think by Disney, that talked about this and the culture and the music. And so even though we're celebrating Halloween today, they'll be celebrating the Day of the Dead tomorrow. So if you do celebrate this, we want to wish you a happy one, and communicating with your ancestors, or just dressing up as skeletons, enjoying the music, however you celebrate it. We love it. I love it because I think it's a beautiful.
It's very colorful.
Yes, colorful,
pretty.
Beautiful, full of music. And it is wonderful to think about our ancestors and celebrate them, and, not forget them, because we are who we are because of them. So, yeah.
Very true.
And here's some cute pictures of the parade this morning from the little kids that came through. We love to participate in this. They'll walk the streets and go to all the participating businesses to gather candy and gifts.
Thanks, Brandy and Cyan.
Yeah, look at that. So we enjoyed that. Did you know
goodness.
that Gainesville, or University of Florida, is one of the most haunted universities in the South?
That doesn't surprise me.
Right. And I think it's mainly because of the fact that we are actually way older than we realize. Prior, it was like 1853, Gainesville had a campus here. And so because of that, there's a lot of history here, and that's where that comes from. But, yeah.
Well, even the history of Gainesville.
Mm-hmm. But University of Florida.
But yes,
so there's
University
stories
of
about
Florida.
like Hume Hall and Norman Hall and the Beatty Towers. People getting trapped, electrical fires, people jumping, which if you're a cop at UF, you probably know that still happens. Whether it's from massive amounts of illegal substances or really hard tests, however that is. Well, we probably shouldn't make a joke about that, but anyways, Norman Hall had like this horrible elevator accident back in the 1930s, and so they say that Norman Hall is haunted by the students who were killed in that elevator.
No,
fire,
I did not
whatever.
know any of this.
Yeah,
But
it's kind of fun to like read the history in many
Post
different
it on our
ways.
Facebook page so people can read this.
Yeah, we'll get that back up. Also, a couple of areas outside of Gainesville or inside it. So, did you know Sweetwater Branch was considered haunted?
I've been by that place. I could drive by and tell.
I would say more than likely because it's an 1885 Victorian home. So probably all of Duck Pond has like ghost stories and hauntings.
I've heard of homes down there that were used during wars for like hospitals. They were boarding houses and stuff. I went to a birthday party. It was the most disturbing birthday party I've ever been to. And the guy was renovating a house, and he was telling everybody about the houses across the street and how, people were dying there. One was used as more of like what they would call back in the day a mental hospital, and how people would be electrocuted and stuff. And I'm like, I would never be able to live in this house if I knew this.
So I brought this back up because I didn't get to, be a part of the great conversation last week. But there was a house I went in like 3 years ago, and I walked in and I don't really believe in ghosts or anything, but I got the creepiest feeling in my bones. And there was a door in the floorboards that you could open, and it was down this like really deep dark tunnel. Why are we adding this music? It's kind of freaking me out.
So scary.
And we were kind of like tripped out, the buyers and I, and then we just all three of us had these really weird feelings, but we kept going, and we went into the garage. This music's killing me. Which is like you had to step down and then go into the garage, and there were these rooms that were built out in the garage, and there were little kids' beds in each of them. And I was like, yeah, this place is haunted. We are out. Peace out. I called the agent, who was a good friend of ours we all started in 2006 back in the day. And I called her and I was like, what is going on? A man actually murdered people in that house, and we could feel it. And that was freaky. And you went over the disclosures, right?
Right.
You can't disclose.
You don't have to disclose a murder.
But if it's a haunting and you know it's haunted, you have to disclose that. Well, apparently that realtor didn't know it was haunted. She knew it was a murder, and she had to disclose that. But I told her, you need to start disclosing the haunting here, because that was freaky.
We had a realtor that worked for us that bought a haunted property, and she loved it.
Yes.
And
she's trying to change the story of that home, because she says she's put a lot of love at that home, which I think is beautiful, because there was a terrible murder there, many or more than that.
And God bless her, but she asked if I wanted to come over, and I said, no, thank you. No, thank you.
So, in Reddick, when you're driving back to Gainesville and you see that red barn, that red house, right? That's haunted also.
Totally can feel that.
Yeah. I've never been in there, actually.
No,
Isn't that crazy?
Been in there. It's an antique store, right?
Yeah, it's an antique store.
Everything is in that area.
That's true. Yeah. Coming out of, they say the Hippodrome Theater, which I would not be shocked about. A man went on for trial for a murder he didn't commit, and his wife, who had the evidence to free him, rushed to the town. And when she arrived, she found out that he had been hanged just moments before. and that man is still haunting the Hippodrome. And if anybody who's worked at the Hip, they say that they can hear the ghost rattling pans and making angry grunts down in the basement or downstairs. So yeah, and I mean, you've been in the Hippodrome?
Yes.
It kind of, it's that older building. It kind of has that creepy look and feel. And Susan said, going back to Norman Hall, she used to work on campus, said Norman Hall is super creepy at night. So those are just some of the few. There's a bunch of others.
We will post these on Facebook because I know you all want to read along, because I just now want to sit down and read all of it.
All right, well, let's take a break and we'll come back and talk real estate.
Oakmont is Gainesville's newest luxury development, bringing sophisticated resort-style living to Alachua County, balanced with nature on 550 acres, serving as a sanctuary featuring playground areas, walking paths, and towering live oak trees throughout the landscape. Oakmont offers residents a sense of unspoiled natural beauty. For those who treasure green space and cherish an active lifestyle in the great outdoors, Oakmont offers residents a perfect combination of amenities such as multiple tennis courts, Olympic-sized pool, amphitheater, multi-purpose activity field, and a community center with ample space for hosting large corporate events. Oakmont features a grand entrance which creates an inviting sense of arrival. New homes are offered by several of the area's top builders and start in the mid-300,000s. Please visit buysellarbell.com to search for your new home in Oakmont.
All right. Thank you for hanging on and coming back for more real estate. We actually we want to remind you all to vote. It's an election, Florida election this year. You want to get out there and vote by the 8th. Early voting. Yeah, that's
going
Tuesday.
On. Yeah.
Early voting's going on, and you said when early voting's up.
Well, no, I mean, you can go now. I saw that people were out.
You can go now and early vote now.
Just get it done. Get your vote in.
Yes, and at least vote on November 8th.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something about a specific topic.
Oh, no. Oh, there you go, Sky. I knew it. Her mom used to work at the Hippodrome and said there was a lot of banter about the hauntings, the noises they heard. So, yes, there we go. Verification that the Hippodrome is
I just
haunted.
want you all to know that if I ever decide to get into a play at the Hippodrome, I will be hiding in the closet.
You're going to get into
all of you.
Oh.
I'll be like rattling chains, be like, ooh.
That's awesome. All right, what's up next? Let's go.
Yes.
What do you do with leftover Halloween candy?
I throw it away.
Well, you can donate it, and we'll actually have a blog up by tomorrow about how to vote we
can do that too.
Donate, yeah.
Just
how to donate and where to donate. But there's lots of great things. Also, a couple of things. There are dental organization companies that will post by tomorrow that you can bring in the free candy, because they're actually the ones who are donating.
Yes.
They donate to the troops overseas.
They'll usually pay kids as well by the pound.
Yeah, they'll pay you by the pound, but it's called Treats for Troops, and we'll have a link directly to it. But again, your dentist probably has the same program if you want to just send it to them. Make sure they are taking part in it. It's usually when kids, when it's like a pediatric dentist, but they will send it, or you can. Again, we'll have it up, but Treats for Troops, and it just gives soldiers candy. I mean, we don't want to give them diabetes, but they're out overseas.
They're fine.
Yeah, they want some good candy to eat. The Halloween candy buyback, which is what you talked about, local businesses such as dental offices. You'll see it all over Facebook tomorrow. But definitely take your kids' candy there. You don't need to eat all of it, right? There's Operation Shoebox, which again, this will be on our Facebook page, or on our, not on Facebook, but on our blog and Facebook, Operation Shoebox. You can ship this box to Bellevue, Florida, and they'll ship it off. And I believe that actually still goes to the soldiers there. There you go. There we go. Thank you. She put up the link right here. Ronald McDonald House Charities also asks for Halloween candy. So you can certainly send that to them as well. And again, more information on our blog will be on there. And then we have a couple of other ways to reuse your candy. So you can stir them into your ice cream. Obviously, it depends on like if you have a lot of extra M&Ms or Reese's Pieces or Butterfingers.
Kind of a good idea, I guess.
Right. Think about, if their kids want to eat it, but they're also having ice cream, you could do that. There's dessert recipes that we'll also have on our blog, like Tootsie Roll Fudge, Butterfinger cookies, candy bar brownies, colorful candy bar cookies, and s'more Oreos. So you can reuse. Another thing, I'm going to say don't do this to ours because it's going to happen already, but take your leftover candy to work. Take it to your workspace. Leave it for the workers. Not at our office. We already have enough there. But if you want to get it out of your house, you can go ahead and take it to your work or somewhere else, maybe your church, an organization that you're involved in. If it's coming up, another great thing is that the next time your kids have a birthday party, you can make a piñata. Now, I grew up with piñatas at my birthday parties all the time. You just have to look at the expiration date, if there is any. Think about if it's, next, I don't know, what is this, like October 15th. Maybe not wait that long, but if your kid's birthday's coming up in the next couple months, save that candy and stick it in that piñata.
I feel like there's never a bad time for a piñata. Those are just a lot of fun. At least the kind that you hit with the bat, not the...
I mean, think about it. You're going to get candy in your stocking. The kids are going to get candy in their stocking, maybe.
Sometimes it's Halloween candy. It just depends what I've got lying around the house.
Oh, we totally do that. We totally do that. I will just pour that candy in there
because I'm like, I need something else.
Here's an apple. I put apples and oranges just to fill it up at the bottom. Yeah. So reuse, donate.
Eve is not listening.
Probably not. They're at school. So what to do with leftover Halloween candy? We will have it on the blog so you can find out where to send it. All right. Real estate. What's home equity and how to build it?
Well, home equity is the value of your home that has accrued as you've made payments. The neighborhood value has increased, or just the general increase in your property's value. Right. So say you bought the property for $100,000 and you put down $50,000 for it. You've lived there for 5 or 6 years and now it's worth $200,000. So you've got additional equity in your home.
So the biggest thing is, a lot of people think, if I have a conventional loan, I have to put 20% down. No, that's just the safest way not to pay PMI, which is an extra cost on top of your payment that does not go to your principal, which is the
it's
equity.
Basically insurance.
Right, it's an insurance. So if you have 20% down, you've already made a big down payment. Now you can make more than 20%. Like she said, you could do 50% or 30%, or you can actually shorten your years. And then that would be a higher monthly cost. So you could do a 30-year loan or a 15-year loan. And the 15-year loan, you're usually, it's a higher amount, but more amount goes to your principal and not your interest. One thing that a lot of attorneys will tell you to do, now this of course depends on how long you're going to own the property, but you can also, actually you want to go to the next one because that's we can also do the refinance to a shorter term loan term. So like I said, you could start off with the 15-year loan, or when you refinance, you can refinance to a shorter loan term, which again increases the money in your principal of the home, so that it's going towards the equity of the home. A couple other things you can do. Went off track there with that one, but the attorneys, what they say, and this is what I do. I don't know if this is what you do. I know you do it, but paying your mortgage down faster. Now you can do this when you set up your online payments or when you pay, with your check or however you pay. I set it up every time I have, like my loan was just sold and it'll start tomorrow. So, and your loans are sold all the time. So don't be grumpy if that happens, but you do have to make sure you keep up with turning off your auto pay on your old loan servicer and turning on the auto pay, or at least making sure it goes to the correct account for the next one. So, your favorite. Okay. So anyways, you can pay an extra amount, like your 13th month, or an extra $100, say, each month, but make sure it only goes to principal. Right. So you can check off the principal box. You don't really want to pay to interest. You want to pay to principal, so that you are paying down that. Let's see, Sky, what do you say? According to a new report from real estate data firm CoreLogic, the average home equity for borrowers is now nearly $300,000, a record high. Home equity is the difference between your home's market value and the amount you still owe on your mortgage. Yes, that is true. And the reason why it's higher is because people were buying houses at a higher, like they were raised in value. So right now, the appraisals are coming in above, more often than not, above the price of the home because of these last 2 years of having incredible prices, rising fast and people buying over the list price. So now, it's raised the appraisal values and it's raised the values of the home. So then that's how that has happened for us. We have more equity in our home.
And I've always done this. If you pay just an additional $50 a month towards
I do
principal,
$100 a month, right? Mm-hmm.
You can actually pay your mortgage down an additional 5 to 7 years faster.
And how does that help you when you go to sell? Well, you have more money in your pocket when you go to sell.
Right.
You don't owe that to your bank. That bank, now you can take that money and go buy something else or maybe 2 other properties. So you have more money in your pocket. Ways to increase your equity. You know some?
Oh, ways to increase your equity. Take care of your home.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll do that one in just a second.
Sure.
Yeah, but like taking care of your home, like basic home maintenance and making sure that you're caring for the property and not letting things fall apart.
Right.
Keeping it clean also will help. I know that sounds silly, but you know how I feel about that.
Right.
And keeping the paint touched up and just caring for it like it's
right,
the most
when you go to
expensive
sell
asset
it,
that you own.
when you go to sell it, you're not going to have to do all those extra repairs, right?
True.
And
you've enjoyed it.
Right, and you've enjoyed it, and you've taken care of it, and you've maintained it, as she's saying, and maintaining the needed repairs, required repairs for owning a home, right? But also extra love, like if you really love granite countertops, then go get granite countertops. That you love them, they're probably going to increase the value. There's no appraiser that's going to add on to that, but it still increases the value as long as you're keeping up, with the beauty and maintenance of the home. You can typically sell it faster and for a little bit more money. So those are some good ideas and good advice. Now, getting rid of PMI.
Once you hit 20%, so if your home has increased in value and you now, whether you've put down 20% or you have 20% that you can refinance and basically account for that, you can get rid of PMI, and that will typically, it's usually anywhere from $100 to $300 on your loan, depending on how big of a loan you have.
Now, again, if you've already put 20% down, you've got a conventional loan, you automatically do not have PMI. But say you put 5% down, you actually want to kind of pay attention to when you get to that 20%, because that actually does not, your PMI, you're still paying it up until 22%. So you want to go down to 20. You want to make sure that when you get to 20%, you call your bank so that they will remove the PMI. There are some great loans out there right now, like for Grand Oaks, we're in an area where we get 100% financing with no PMI. It's a specialty loan. So, it's only through certain banks who allow these specialty loans, but you can, definitely ask these questions to your lender. Am I paying PMI? How do I not pay PMI? What do I do when it finally gets to where the PMI is covered, that property mortgage insurance is covered? How can I get rid of the PMI? So those are good questions to ask and to be on top of if you can't afford the 20% down. Because there's certainly other loans. There's FHA, there's VA if you're a veteran, USDA if you're buying in the outskirt areas, and then other conventional loans that you don't have to put 20% down. So we've kind of already talked about this. Throw extra money at your mortgage. That's that $50 a month or $100 a month, that 13-month payment. You could do it, like you said, biweekly, monthly, every 6 months. However you set it up, just remember to do it because it's paying down your principal. Like you said, make home improvements. Holding on to the property to wait for your home value to increase. All of our home values have increased, and they're still increased, regardless of the fact that houses are staying on the market for longer. They're still increasing. So,
very true.
You can do that. Look at this. Decluttered homes sell on average 80% faster. So,
yes, I agree. I'm like a declutter fanatic. I don't like a lot of clutter. I don't like feeling boxed in.
Which takes us to our next topic, decluttering, right?
So, we got time for another topic?
I know, we don't, but we already went into it, so let's go really quick. So, donate clothes you never wear. Actually, yesterday, I made Mason go into his room, and we went through all of his closet and his drawers for all of his clothes, and we got rid of a lot of them. And what we did was we have piles like sell, which I'm going to give to somebody to sell because I don't do that, and then donate, and then keep. And he tried on everything because, kids will grow out of things, and then you want to donate them. It's a little different for adults. You might have to think the Mary Kondo way, which is, does this bring me joy? Does this spark joy? I actually read an article by her recently, and she was saying, say you want to you have to get rid of this dress. Say it's this beautiful pink dress that you bought, and it still has the tags on it. And when you bought it, you just could see yourself, what you were doing it, and how much fun you were going to have, where you're going to go in it, but you never used it. Well, did it bring you joy? It did. That day you bought it. So you've already had your joy from it. So that means you can technically get rid of it if it's not bringing you joy anymore. So you really have to think about joy in that sense. But donate clothes you never wear.
Yeah. I do have things with tags on them that I'm like, I know I'm going to have an event that will come up that I'll need an emergency dress.
Right. But then there's other things that maybe you've worn. I mean, I have dresses where I'm like, oh my gosh, I've had that in like 7 different major pictures. Let's go ahead and retire this. So yeah. I think you do that. Let's go back. Conducting 15 minutes a night.
Yeah, I do at least.
Clean up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's really smart too. And they actually say decluttering helps with your brain.
Does.
So it helps with your resting, reducing stress, all of those kind of things, making you happier. So if you just do 15 minutes, get your kids together, your spouse, and just clean up a little bit. I know that when we do that, it's it's a more restful night.
It starts the morning off right, because I'm not tripping on toys or anything.
So this one's for my ADD people or ADHD people. Let's put the next one up. Say no to multitasking. So we ADHDers, not her, we. I'm going to get a raised hand from one of them that's been commenting on here. You know who you are. Say no to multitasking. So what a lot of people, why they're bad at decluttering is because they have this. First of all, you have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're going to easily do this. But what you're going to do is you have a task, and a lot of other things will come up. You like, oh, I found this. Oh, I'm going to go put this in here, and I'm going to work with this. And now I'm going to grab all these. Do not do that. Have your plan and follow your plan so that you don't have 17 different things that you're doing. You have one. And you can set the time frame. Say you only want to do this for 2 hours. Well, if you're multitasking, you're not going to get it done in 2 hours. But if you actually have a plan and you're only focused on, say, clothes, or you're only focused on kids' toys, or whatever you're focused on, then that's what you're focused on, and you're not multitasking. And you can get to the next one the next weekend or the next week. All right.
Take before and after photos.
It actually gives you that feeling that you've
feeling of accomplishment.
Mm-hmm. Multitaskers need that. So that's great for people who have ADHD.
I don't know this one. 2020 declutter rule.
Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. I got to find this because this was a great one. I just don't have it memorized. Hold on.
I'm like a natural declutterer.
Yes,
do not leave things on the counter. Do not leave things on the table. I will throw them away, or I will file them in the appropriate place. I cannot help myself. I cannot rest at night if there are dishes in the sink.
All right, the 2020 rule, yes. Yeah, I mean, obviously stuff like that, the cleaning the tops of the counters, cleaning your dishes, things like that are great before bed. Okay, if you're on the fence about something and it costs less than $20 and would take under 20 minutes to replace, then go ahead and declutter it. Meaning, toss it, donate it, give it to a friend. I just gave her some shoes and pair of pants that we bought. 10, Mason's 11, now he wears a 12. They were size 10, $50 pants that we just forgot about.
You're welcome, Thomas.
He never wears pants, so it's not like we forgot. He just decided not to. Gave them to her because, Thomas might be able to wear them. Some cute light-up shoes and a hoodie. And if you don't like the hoodie, just toss it or donate it.
I might try to wear the light-up shoes. We're going to see.
Oh, yeah, she's going to see if they fit her.
Stop. Don't be picking on people with lots of shoes.
Don't pick.
If they're organized, it's not clutter.
Did that feel real? So yeah, the 2020, just get rid of it if it's under 20 and what did I say?
Less than 20 minutes.
Less than 20 minutes, yeah. There's a lot of things I can get rid of like that. All right, let's go.
Well, if you have a property that is an investment property, or you're moving out of the area but you're not ready to sell that home yet because you have such a killer interest rate, call K&R Property Management, where we invest in your investment. We would be delighted to manage that property for you and help you get top dollar for that rental.
We have lots of renters for
that.
We do. Sorry, I did not mean to talk over you.
No, you're good. Call us at 352-213-6410.
There you go. You got that. And did you see how fun our team was? And they're talking and giving information, and they're involved here. You can join our team and also be part of the cool kids like they are. So if you're interested in getting into real estate or want to change to a company who has a team, who provides leads, who helps you, why don't you email us, join@buysellrebell.com.
And if you can't get enough of Kristen and Rebecca and the entire Rabell Realty Group crew, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Google My Business.
Like and subscribe our YouTube page. All right. Did you know we have a blog? We did talk about it a lot today, more than usual. We will have all this information on our blog. Find it at buysellrebell.com/blog.
And we'd like to thank the Fiesta Media for putting on this podcast and all of our other podcasts. If you would like to have a podcast of your own, you can reach them at 352-327-5089.
Also, shout out to Two Fiesta Radio on the radio now, an all Spanish music radio station on the radio. 97.3, am I right? HD2, yeah. All right, come back on Monday. We'll see you next Monday, every Monday at 2. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.